Want to get right to some breaking legal news. A pardoned January 6th rioter has been arrested for allegedly threatening to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Christopher Moynihan has been charged with making a terroristic threat against the Democratic congressman. He was one of over 1,500 Capitol rioter defendants who were pardoned by President Trump on Trump's first day back in office. I want to bring in MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin here, as well as former federal prosecutor Ankush Khardori. Lisa, first to you, what do we know about these threat allegations and this defendant?
So, Ali, as you mentioned, Christopher Moynihan was arrested over the weekend for allegedly making terroristic threats to Hakeem Jeffries, who he understood would be making a speech on Monday at an economic club in New York City. The threat that he made was essentially, and I want to read to you from the press release, was that he said that basically Hakeem Jeffries needed to be killed. The thing that stands out to me, and I'm curious what Ankush thinks about this, is that while there was a joint investigation between the FBI and the Joint Terrorism Task Force, the arrest was made by New York State authorities, and he is expected in a New York State court on Thursday to face his first appearance. And again, a Class D felony in New York State is not one for which we expect the highest penalties. That is a Class A felony. So if you're thinking about moving down the line in terms of what the punishment for this is, again, that has me scratching my head, because making threats against a federal elected official is certainly something where the federal government has an interest, and many people have been arrested and indicted for similar threats against members of Congress, particularly within the last couple of years, Ali.
So, Ankush, now I'm interested in what your take is on what Lisa said.
Well, I mean, obviously, we're just learning all this in real time, but Lisa's right to question this. You would expect in a case where you have someone who's being charged with threatening a federal official that the federal government would be doing the prosecuting and that the Justice Department would do it. The question that emerges, and hopefully this will get sorted out through reporting in the near term, is whether the Justice Department sort of stood back here and potentially declined the case or to pursue it further. The context here is unavoidable. I mean, yes. Trump issued this mass pardon, and the message, as many people said at the time, was that political violence was okay as long as you were on the president's team. So I hate to say it, but it is not surprising that we would see someone from that group of people engaged in conduct like this. The prospect of recidivism on the part of the pardoned folks, particularly the hundreds accused and in many cases convicted of violent conduct, the prospect of recidivism for those people was always quite high. And recidivism in this particular way, threatening political violence as long as you're on Trump's team or the Republican side, also eminently predictable.